What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Nick from Werkd Training and Nutrition, and today I'm going to teach you how to calculate your exact calories and macros to reach whatever goal you're aiming for. So a couple weeks ago I did a pretty simple formula. I'll link that above here, but a few people reached out and wanted something a little bit more precise and kind of wanted to know the background behind it. So we're going to start off with our whiteboard here today, and I'm going to take you through the exact formula to estimate your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories your body needs just to maintain and run itself, not including other areas of your daily energy expenditure like exercise or NEAT. And we're going to use the Mifflin St Jeor formula. It's said to be the most accurate formula. Of course, these are all just estimates, but they are a great starting point. So I'm going to leave this in the link down below, but there's two different formulas. They're slightly different for men and women. And today we're going to use like the average male in the US, and we're just going to run through a simulation, and then you can kind of apply it to yourself. So we're going to start off with a 170-pound male. He is 30 years old, and he is 5'8". Sorry for my sloppy handwriting. I'm trying to stay out of the way here. And what we're going to do is basically input these numbers into the male formula. I'm not going to do the math in front of you here because that might get a little boring, but I'll leave a link down below to an actual online calculator that will do this for you. I just wanted to show you what it looked like laid out here. A couple caveats here is that everything is in the metric system, so you have to always convert your pounds to kilograms and your inches to centimeters. For every pound is 2.2 kilograms, so you would just take 170 pounds divided by 2.2, and that would give you your total kilograms. And then for inches, for every inch, you would multiply that by 2.54, and that would give you your total height in centimeters, and you need to convert that for this formula to work. But if you use the calculator below, it'll do all of that for you. So from this formula, we spit out a BMR of 1,707 calories. So that is our BMR. So BMR stands for our basal metabolic rate. This is the total amount of energy that your body requires to just maintain itself. That doesn't include brushing your teeth, going for a walk, taking a nap, your brain functioning, exercise, none of that. So this is kind of a baseline. So we have 1,707 calories. Now, we need to figure out our TDEE, which is our total daily energy expenditure, which includes the thermic effect of food, NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, like walking, like brushing your teeth, like doing the dishes, and then EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's the workouts that you may be doing, the running, the cardio, the weightlifting. So what we're going to refer to here is our activity factor. So what we're going to do is decide where we land on this activity factor, either a sedentary lifestyle, a light lifestyle where you maybe do 1 to 3 light workouts per week, a moderate lifestyle where you maybe do 3 to 5, pretty hard workouts per week, and a hard lifestyle, which is 6 to 7 days of hard training, and a hard exercise 1.9 where you're doing really hard exercise and you have a really physical job, like maybe you work in maybe you work construction, or you work out where you're just constantly moving. Maybe you're a waiter and you're running around all night and you're burning a lot of calories that way. So if I'm aiming for weight loss, I always tend to err on the side of caution and maybe go one activity factor below. If you're a hard gainer and you have a really hard time putting on muscle mass or gaining weight at all, I may go one activity factor higher. For this situation, we'll go somewhere in the middle from around 3 to 5 workouts per week. That's probably your average person. So we're going to take this BMR and then we're going to multiply it by that 1.55 activity factor. And this is going to spit out our TDEE. And according to the quick math I just did, 2,646 calories is our TDEE. Okay, so now we know what our total daily energy expenditure is. 2,646 calories. What do we do from here? Well, it kind of depends on your goals. If your goals are to gain weight, then we need to figure out how many calories over this TDEE you need to eat. If your goal is to lose weight, the question is, how fast do you want to lose weight? The average weight loss is around 0.5% to 1% per week. So a 170-pound male could lose 1.7 pounds per week. But that's really going to depend on how big of a deficit and how much of a struggle you really want to put yourself in. I think aiming for around 1 pound per week is a pretty good starting point. So what I would do is cut out 500 calories per day off of this TDEE. A pound of fat is 3,500 calories, so 500 calories a day, 7 days per week, that gets us to 1 pound per week of weight loss. So I'm gonna erase this entire whiteboard and we're gonna start from the top with our TDEE and apply our deficit and then calculate all our macros so we know exactly how many calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fats we should be aiming for in order to reach that weight loss goal. So we have our clear whiteboard here and we have our TDEE here at the top, and we're gonna apply that 500 calorie deficit. So we're gonna minus 500 calories to try to aim for that 1 pound of weight loss per week, and that's gonna land us at 2146 calories per day to get a 1 pound of weight loss per week. Now, we know what our calories are. We need to figure out our macronutrients. So the first step I like to start with is always our protein goal. So I usually like to aim for around 1 gram per pound of body weight in this situation. So we know that this male is 170 pounds. So very simply, you're gonna eat 170 grams of protein. The next step I like to fill in is actually the fat macros. So for fat, there's kind of a minimum requirement here. So the general consensus that it's around 0.25 to 0.3 grams per pound of body weight. I tend to like to start a little bit higher to give a little bit of leeway to cut out some fat later on after we've hit a plateau. And I just find it a little bit easier for people to hit their target macros with a little bit higher fat allowance because, you know, a lot of even lean meats have a little bit of fat in them, and it can be really challenging and boring if you just have to eat plain chicken breast or shrimp to hit those numbers. So I like to start with 0.35 times body weight. So what that gets us to, 0.35 grams per pound of body weight, gets us to around 60 grams per day of fat. So we have our protein and we have our fat. Now all we need to figure out is our carbohydrates, and the easiest way to do this is that we're just gonna fill in the carbs with whatever is left. So some quick math I'll do off camera here. We know that every gram of protein is 4 calories, and we know that every gram of fat is 9 calories. So if we do that math and we figure that out, 170 times 4 and 60 times 9, we see that this is 680 total calories of protein, and that fat is 540 calories. So that is our total calories for protein and for fat. We just need to add these two numbers together and subtract it from our total daily target, which is 2146, and that'll give us the amount of carb calories we have left. So if we take 680 plus 540, we get 1,220. Then if we take 2146, which is our daily target, minus our protein and our fat, which is 1,220 calories, we get 926. We need to fill out 926 calories of carb. So 926 calories divided by, we know that every gram of carbs is 4 calories. We do 926 divided by 4. We get 231.5 grams of carbs, and we will just round up to 232 grams of carbohydrates. So now we know exactly how many calories we need for the day, which is 2,146. We know exactly how much protein we're aiming for, which is 170 grams of protein because we multiplied our body weight by 1 gram. We know exactly how much fat we need for the day because we multiplied 0.35 by our body weight, which gave us 60 grams. Then we basically just filled in the rest of the calories and macros with carbs. So we just took the calories that are from the protein and fat, did a little math down here, subtracted that from our total daily intake, got 926, and then that was the amount of calories we had left for the day after protein and fats, and then we divided it by 4 because every gram of carbs has 4 calories. Again, I'll leave the link down in the description below to that formula where you can quickly plug it in, and then you just take those numbers, figure out your deficit or your surplus, and get your target daily calories, and then run some quick math here to figure out your exact macronutrients. These are, of course, always just starting numbers, and you may have to manipulate them a bit as you go along and hit plateaus, or maybe you lose weight too fast, which usually isn't the problem. This formula is pretty conservative, so I don't think you'd be on super low calories unless you aim for a really large number here, which I wouldn't suggest either. I usually wouldn't go much higher than 500 calories per day unless you have a really short cut planned and you want to just knock it out really fast, but usually that's not the way I like to go about it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. If you want some help and guidance with this, this is what we do at the Werkd Training and Nutrition Program, as well as provide support. We are so confident in the results that you'll get that if you do this for 90 days and you don't get the results that you want, it's completely free. We'll refund your money. So if you're interested and you're looking to take that next step and you want some help and support with all this, there's a link down below. Head to the webpage. You can sign up and let's jump right into it. I'd love to help you out. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe. I'm currently working on a video now where I'm gonna walk you through how to take these macros and create a really simple meal plan from them that I think will be really helpful to a lot of people. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in the next one.